I wanted to show you guys what I've been working on the last couple weeks. I ordered several parts in, and I built a 300 Blackout pistol, basically from scratch. Ordered parts from several different companies. I did a build of a 300 Blackout AR for under $1,000 with fully customized with some very nice parts. Run you, if you were to buy this stock, I don't know what it would cost you to put together like this out of a gun store, but it would be a lot more than $1,000. I can guarantee you that. Let's go ahead and break it down, and I'll show you what I got in here. What I started with was the Radical Firearms upper. It's a they started out with a mil-spec Aero Precision upper. For those of you who don't know about Aero Precision, they've been making uppers and lowers for several different companies for years now. For several years, for major companies. They've just recently started selling directly to the public, and at a market discount. But they sell Radical Firearms has started with that, and they put their own forged barrel, hammer forged melanite coated barrel on it with a barrel nut and a their version of a round rail, Magpul compatible with the Magpul style holes here. So if you wanted to add extra sections rail, you could. But they put this together for you, and they're retailing these on their website right around $250. Really can't beat it. There's both in 300 Blackout and 5.56, and several links all the way out to 16-inch, all for the same price. I went with the 8.5 inch. I am planning to SBR this gun. Got my Form 1 sent into the ATF, but for now I'm running it as a pistol till my forms get back, just to keep me out of any legal trouble. But that's what I started with, was the Radical Firearms upper. I'm going to put a link to their website below. Started with that $250 upper, and I put a few hundred rounds through this. I've been very happy with the performance. Next thing I got was ordered direct from Aero Precision. They have a dealer in my area for Aero Precision, because I had to take delivery from a dealer for a lower, because that's considered the part of the this part is considered the firearm, just this lower portion of the receiver, and you have to obtain that through a firearms dealer. You can't just have it shipped to your house. So there was a dealer in my area, or direct from Aero Precision. They had on their website blemished lowers. They call them their blemished lowers, as in the anodization process didn't turn out quite the way they wanted. It has a discolored portion on it somewhere. I went over this with a Streamlight's Try-On flashlight, and I was unable to find the discoloration. So wherever the defect is, I was unable to locate it. But they're selling their blemished lowers on their website for $55. I'm going to put a link to Aero Precision's website in the area below as well. You really can't beat that. So I've got an upper, complete upper minus the bolt and charging handle, and the lower. I'm at $305 right now. I'm gonna tell you, if I was to do a budget build, I could have probably kept this firearm under $500. But I put some really nice stuff on the insides, because that, to me, that's what counts. On the inside, instead of just going standard mil spec, I wanted to go a little bit nicer. So what it is a company called DSG. I'll also put a link to them below as well. Defense Solutions Group. They're right out of Fort Worth, right here local, and they were selling this CMC trigger group, which is also made here in Texas. It's a precision trigger. A lot of people use them in competitions. It's a drop-in trigger, but DSG ran a special, and I think that special is still going on now, as of May 2015. Drop-in trigger, CMC trigger, 3.5 pound flat single stage trigger, and they threw in the lower parts, complete lower parts kit. All got it complete for $170, which that's the price of a CMC trigger if you go to CMC's website. So DSG was basically throwing in your lower parts kit for free. So, complete lower parts kit with a custom trigger for $170. I couldn't pass that up. So I put that in here as well, and I did the installation myself. It's a lot easier than you might think. I went on YouTube and followed a couple videos along with AR-15.com to figure out which part was which, and I followed the instructions, followed along with the video, and slapped it together, and took me maybe an hour and 10 minutes. I got a heavyweight buffer and standard buffer spring on the internals here, also purchased from DSG. Also were DSG's pistol receiver extension, and I liked the texturing on it, just kind of second kind of cool stuff. And this was a phase 5 receiver extension pad to get your cheek weld on there. The pistol grip is a CAA. I know a lot of people consider them second tier, but it has the replaceable front and back straps. So you can size it exactly the way you want. It comes with 3 different sizes of each. I went with the medium back strap and the small front strap, and that fits my hands perfectly. Get a good positive grip on there. So, and they are rubberized, so you really feel the grip on this. It's one of my favorite pistol grips. I have this pistol grip on, I would say, 6 out of my 7 ARs are running this pistol grip. Now, since I'm only in the hole now, for $305 for upper and lower, another $200 for the lower parts kit, and the buffer extension, buffer tube, and buffer spring. I kind of got some explaining to do where the rest of that money went. Well, this is where a substantial portion of the money went, was this land tack bolt. It's a nickel boron coated, and I mean, it just feels slick even without any lubrication on it. It just feels slick. I wouldn't run it without lube, but I've heard people who have run it hundreds of rounds without lubricating it, and said it runs like a dream. So I wanted to upgrade a little bit. It's $270 bolt. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you want to spend a little more money and get a little more quality, this is a step up from your standard mil spec. Now, if you wanted to do a budget build, you can find a mil spec bolt online, well under $100. And I also went with the Raptor charging handle. This was not cheap, $70. I really like it. It's ambidextrous. It's got a two-tone look to it. Second, kind of cool. And it was $70. Whether it was worth it or not, I couldn't. It's up to you. It's what you think. But you can find a mil spec charging handle much less expensive. You can get a mil spec charging handle. If you shop around $10, maybe even cheaper if you go to a gun show. But I saw it. I thought it was cool. I had the money, so I went ahead and went with the Raptor charging handle. Now, I'm using. I bought a second different color magazine. All my Magpul magazines are black, except for these FDE magazines I purchased specifically for this gun. I didn't want there to be any confusion when I'm out on the range between my 5.56 mags and my 300 Blackout mags, so I went ahead and labeled these 300 Blackout. And the reason why is if you were to inadvertently load 300 Blackout in a 5.56 or inadvertently load 5.56 in a 300 Blackout, you may very well cause a catastrophic failure. That would cause injury to yourself or persons nearby, and who wants that headache? So I wanted to be extra careful, so I just went with a second color and went ahead and labeled it. And just to foregoing errors, I'm gonna put this back together for you. And I will tell you that this arrow upper and lower, they fit together tight. I mean, there is, if you can look on here, you can't see any daylight at all between the upper and lower, and there is no play at all, no rattle. I mean, I was Army 21 years, and the M4 I was issued in the 82nd Airborne and in the 25th. The one I had at Fort Bragg was brand new out of the box. It didn't fit. It did not fit together as well as these Aero Precision upper and lowers. So highly recommended by Section 8. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today. Check the links below and check out Radical Firearms, check out Aero Precision, and check out Defense Solutions Group. They'll treat you right.